There's been some extraordinary circumstances occur over the past couple of weeks, so this will be a little bit more bloggy than normal. There is an aquarium in this video besides these two. And I will be doing a little bit of an update for the video I did last week, but there's definitely a twist to it. And it's all coming up right after this. Hey YouTube, this is pecktec, and like I said before, I don't normally blog. I mean, I do an occasional blog. That's why I call it pecktec's occasional vlog. But I don't normally post it on the weekends. Typically Sunday is meant for talking about aquariums. But there's been some extraordinary circumstances happen over the past couple of weeks, and I kind of just want to come clean, explain this stuff to you guys, and kind of see where we go from there. It's Friday right now as I record this. 3 weeks ago in the morning, as I was getting ready for work, I had a little bit of a scare. I started having some chest pains. I started feeling really bad and really unusual. And I got scared and we went to the hospital. Now it turns out, of course, I have high blood pressure. They did some scans of my heart and things, and everything seems to be okay. I didn't have a heart attack. It looks there's no blockage at all in there, so I think I'm all right, although I am now on blood pressure medication. I was really scared of how expensive it would be, but it turns out blood pressure medication is really not very expensive. If you think you've got some blood pressure issues, definitely don't wait. Just go see the doctor. They call it the silent killer, and I tell you, you don't want to be blindsided by heart problems. Not when you could get it for, the medication for it is really affordable, even if you don't have health insurance. Really, the biggest advice they gave me on that, too, was to stop vaping. And I'm talking about nicotine. But, yes, they strongly urged me in bold type to stop vaping, and I have. I had been whittling down my nicotine levels in my vape for years. And I was down to almost nothing, and it was kind of feeling pointless anyway. It was just something to do with my hands. I tell you, I still miss it, but only in that I keep reaching for it and it's not there. Times when I would typically use it to kind of occupy my hands or my mouth, they keep coming up and I just keep trying to ignore them. But I've had almost no withdrawal from the nicotine, so that's a win. Of course, as this is going on and all through the next week, which was going to be the big fish deal, the COVID-19 pandemic slowly leveled up to the point where it was starting to get pretty scary. In fact, right now, a week after that, it's even more scary. Some of the problems I had the week before, combined with the fact that I just did not feel comfortable going out into public and seeing a bunch of people, being in a crowd of people, even a not huge crowd. It basically meant that I made the hard decision that really the best thing to probably do was make a donation to the club for the aquarium that I was going to bring up there. That was just there to be raffled off and to make the money. So I opted to just offer a donation to the club and stay at home, just for my safety. And the safety of my family. I have a mother and father who are elderly and particularly vulnerable to this type of problem, and I could not live with myself if I brought something home so I could go talk about fish with some friends. It really broke my heart. I was really looking forward to going. I mean, it was a very difficult decision. I was back and forth. Literally had my suitcase packed on Friday morning, ready to go, and then just went, no, I can't do it. So I talked to my sponsor at Seven Ports and explained the situation, offered to send the aquarium back to them if they wanted. They told me that they'd much rather me just do a nice video on the channel and explain their products even more. And I said, sure. So I guess I'll be setting up that aquarium at some point in the near future. So that was real disappointing last weekend. Then coming into work Monday, the virus had really hit home. As you may or may not know, I work for Regal Entertainment Group, which is one of the largest movie theater companies in the world. They're now a global company. If you're in Europe, it's Cineworld, Cinema City. They go by a bunch of names over there. But and they've recently bought a company in Canada too. We got notice, I think it was Sunday or Monday, that they're closing all the theaters. They're just shuttering them up for social distancing, to keep people away from each other while this virus plays out. I guess in my head, I had this kind of like false optimism that maybe, well, we'd just get some work done. We're trying to merge our domains together. There's all these projects we had. I was just hoping, hey, maybe we can power through those while the theaters were gone. But instead, I got a furlough notification, which means that, I don't know, I guess furlough is kind of like the "it's not you, it's me" of layoffs. I'm not going to armchair quarterback any decisions that my company has made. I'm extremely disappointed. They are offering to kind of help with the health insurance a bit, which is great since we're in a global pandemic and all. But I'm not going to be overly critical, even though I'm really shocked. I've been there for 13, 14 years, a great deal of my life. And I was shocked to just have, a couple of days notice that we're basically laid off. So a furlough is a little different than a layoff. They will eventually reopen the theaters, and I think the intention is to bring us all back in and stuff, but they can't guarantee a time. It was a very hard but responsible decision to close their theaters the way they did. It's terrible for the company. Movie theaters, although Regal in general does pretty well, movie theaters don't have a high margin for losses like that, like a lot of restaurants, really. And I don't know if you know this, but with movie theaters, they make most of their money off the popcorn and the soda. The actual ticket prices, extraordinary as they may be at times, those mostly go to the studios that make the movies and not so much to the theaters. They only get a very small percentage of that. So when you think about movie theaters as a company, they're basically a popcorn and soda stand with a big picture to look at, and that puts them in the category of restaurants and that sort of thing. There's a lot of problems with that right now. This issue is affecting those kind of places in particular. So Kerrigan's been on spring break here this week. She's spending it at home with us, and I've been really thankful to have some extra time with her and really reevaluate things a little bit. She went with me to Regal the other day to drop off my laptop and kind of shut things down over there. As many of you know, I have an aquarium at work. So minutes after this furlough was issued, I was emergency breaking it down to take home. So I've broken down the 5-gallon tank. If you want to know more about it, it was called that Kevin tank. There was a coworker named Kevin that kind of left, and that I set it up for. Then he left, and I just kept it. But yes, I did a sort of an emergency breakdown. Which what I did is I drained the tank down to a low level so I could, one, carry it, and two, transport it in my car without it sloshing everywhere and kind of injuring any of the fish, knocking them out or whatever. I took it home. I got a lot of feedback from you guys last week saying that they wanted more plants in the 10-gallon that I set up. That was looking a little sparse, so I took the best plants out of that 5-gallon and I've added them into the 10-gallon. And I have to say, you guys were right. It looks a lot better with just a few more plants in there. Especially I have a big Java fern. It's kind of like occupying what was a large empty space. And I think that that's going to be good overall. My only concern is that I hope I'm not bringing in a bunch of algae that I maybe wouldn't have had to deal with if I had just done it the regular way. So in that tank, I had 4 cherry barbs and a really cool looking yellow Endler live bearer, as well as 2 neurite snails. And what I did was I took the Endler and the 3 of the barbs, and I threw them in the 20-gallon that I have all the grommies in. I took the bacteria from the tank and one of the barbs, and I threw it into the 10-gallon tank just to make sure that that cycle continues and it keeps going. I want to put something in there. I'm going to be testing it and making sure it's okay, and eventually I'll bring the big guy over to the other tank. Once I have the large betta in there, I'll move the cherry barb over to be with its family. Really nice contrasted colors with the yellow and the red in the 20-gallon tank, so that's pretty neat. So it's going to be several weeks while my company reevaluates what they can do with the movie theaters. I'm applying for jobs and unemployment. I'm kind of looking around just to make sure I've got something that makes money in the meantime. The biggest impact for this channel is I'm just not going to have a lot of resources to bring new products in to talk about. Of course, I get a lot of things sent to me, but I'm probably going to have to get a bit more creative with the content. And I'd be extremely grateful if you have any suggestions for things you'd like to talk about, like discussion topics that I can talk about. Please let me know. I'm planning on increasing live streams where I just kind of chat and talk about things. Another thing I've set up that I put this off forever, but one thing I set up is a Patreon page. I went with a lot of the recommended settings with Patreon, and it will evolve over time. The reason I avoided it in the past is I was worried I wouldn't have time to give you the things that I promised in the different tiers that you're offering. Honestly, what I have to give mostly is spare time. So I'm offering some live streams. I'm not going to paywall off the channel. I'm not going to make videos and then paywall it off where only a few people can see it. I mean, my information's always been for the people. But I am going to do exclusive live streams where maybe in a less crowded scenario we can talk about different subjects that you want to talk about if you want more input from me directly. There are also going to be tiers where we can have private one-on-one discussions. I think I'm doing little 30-minute segments, and then the upper tier you can do up to an hour segment. And that'll be straight up one-on-one conversations. If you're local to Knoxville, I might do another tier. If you're local or around town and you would like me to come over and give you some like in-person advice, I don't know. That's probably a bad idea nowadays. I'm really open to suggestions. If you say, pecktec, I'd like to do that, but this is really what I'd rather see in your Patreon. Feel free to leave a comment. I'm not promising I'll do any particular thing that's asked for, but I will definitely consider it and put it in my head, and I'll think about it seriously. I know these are hard times for a lot of us, and I'm not here to like boo-hoo my particular scenario, but I did want to kind of tell you guys where I'm at. You might notice I've missed a few more weekends this year than I normally do, and a lot of it's just me kind of putting life back together. On the upside, I've got a bit more spare time now. I've done all the responsible things that I need to do. I'm actively seeking a job, electronically at least, or seeking work, maybe not a career, but I'm seeking work to do while I wait to see what happens with Regal. But it really isn't a lot of extra effort. In fact, to me, live streams are almost a zero effort kind of video to make. So I will endeavor to do that more. And if I do happen to get some patrons in there, I will definitely do it more. I think right now I'm offering a bi-weekly live stream just for patrons. Even if I have one, I'll be on there doing the live stream without a doubt. And I will answer every question that is presented to me. Unless it's like boxers or briefs. I'll just tell you, it's boxer briefs. It's both. I have some of the best fans in the world. You guys are always very positive. Okay, not always, but you guys are, for the most part, extremely positive. I get a lot of encouragement from you. I love that. It's really, stuff like that has really helped me through so many trying times in my life. If you can't afford to give me anything, I don't want you to feel bad. Don't feel bad at all. Please come back and just watch a video. Honestly, clicking like, maybe sharing a video once in a while if it's something that's appropriate to share. Uh, that helps me as much as, $3 Patreon. And the ad revenue on YouTube, uh, it's small. I mean, you really don't make a lot, and suddenly it's my only source of income. Ad revenue from YouTube is probably the worst paying part-time job in the world. It's been great for mad money, like to go buy plants while I want a plant or a cool fish or something like that. It's been good for that, and most everything I've made on YouTube has been put right back into the channel as far as getting things to make content. But my regular job, basically a whole month of YouTube pays what I would make in about a day, maybe 2 days at my regular job. So I had to open up another way to make some money. I'm definitely not begging. I mean, I'm not doing bad. I've got a little bit of a buffer to kind of get me through for a few weeks. But I did want to go ahead and just get it started, just try it out, see what people thought, see if you're interested in that sort of thing. If I can work a little bit harder and my extra time off to give you guys some stuff that maybe would you see of value, then I'm there for you and I'm going to do it. I actually have some interesting regular edited videos to do for you guys over the next couple of weeks. I think I'm going to go ahead and do an all aquarium update. I'd really like your opinion if you like the style I did in December, where I kind of broke down by the types of aquariums, or if you want them all in one video. I'd really love to know what would be better. That's all I have for you this week. I will definitely be back very soon. I'd like to do a live stream maybe early next week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. I'll try to give you guys a heads up. If you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you can look for an update there. I'll kind of give you a heads up before my live stream. I know a lot of us are stuck at home right now, and maybe it'd be cool to get together and just commiserate a little bit. So until next time, follow your bliss, keep a clean tank, and I'll see you very soon. A lot. Bye-bye.